Transplanting consists of moving a seedling from its initial location to replant it in a large container or in the ground. In general, this step occurs 2 to 3 weeks after seeding. If germination went well, the seedling should have at least 4 true leaves. Transplanting the seedlings provides more space for the roots to grow. You can also incorporate more compost into the soil. Taking good care of the roots is crucial while the plant is growing, as this is what will ensure proper leaf growth and a good harvest. Transplanting can be done in groups of 2, and this is the method presented in this video. Note: not all of your plants will need to be transplanted. Transplant only the number of plants that you can accommodate on your growing rack. Step 1. Each student should fill their pot halfway with soil. Each group will also have a container, in this case a mushroom package, filled with soil that will be put around the plants. Each student should fill their pot halfway with soil. If the plant to be potted is small, like a thyme or basil plant, the pot can be filled 3/4 full. If the plant is big, like a tomato or cabbage plant, the pot can be a little less than halfway full. Step 2. Make a hole in the soil in the pot. The size of the hole will depend on the size of the plant. So a tomato plant will need a larger hole, and a thyme plant will need a smaller hole. It's easier to divide the plants when the soil is moist. I recommend that you water the plants thoroughly on the morning of the transplanting activity. Step 3. In your sowing container, the roots are all intertwined. A lot of patience and dexterity is needed to divide the plants. Use a spoon or a stick to separate the soil from the container and slide your hand under the soil. If the soil is moistened thoroughly beforehand, it will be like a cake, which will make the task a lot easier. Lift the soil closest to the end and, tilting the container slightly, gently isolate a plant and pull it away using small strokes, as though you are pulling on yarn that you are trying to untangle. You must be very gentle, as the plants can be easily damaged. Always hold the plant by the stem, never touch the roots. This is important as the roots are very small and thin.
Alors moi, je tiens toujours la plante juste par la tige, puis j'essaie de retenir, on ne touche pas aux racines. Ça, c'est important parce que les racines, je ne veux pas y toucher, mais les racines sont...
They are very small and easy to break, so you shouldn't touch them, but you can touch the stem.
On va les mettre dans votre pot, mais elles sont petites. Et puis,
try not to touch the leaves too much, as they are also very fragile.
Toucher à la tige. Et les feuilles, on essaie de ne pas toucher trop non plus parce qu'eux aussi sont plus fragiles. Alors, on tient la tige. Et moi, ce que je vais faire, ou Nadia, on va les mettre dans votre pot.
One group member should hold the plant by the stem without pulling on it.
Deux amis. Alors, il y a un ami qui va tenir la plante sans tirer dessus, parce que là aussi, on pourrait faire mal aux racines. On fait juste délicatement, sans tirer, tenir avec nos 2 doigts comme ça, par la tige, la plante.
The other group member should put soil in the pot and the person holding the stem will turn it. Otherwise, there would only be soil on one side.
On va mettre la terre dans le pot, puis moi je vais le tourner un peu le pot pour l'aider. Parce que sinon, il va en avoir juste d'un côté. Comme ça.
We'll try our best to keep the soil on its tray. When you are transplanting plants, it's important to place a tray underneath the containers.
OK, on va essayer de faire ça. Quand on fait ça, on se met au-dessus de notre cabaret. Ça, c'est très...
Once the pot has been filled, compress the soil a little. Do you see the white part? That's the stem. You can bury it fully up to the leaves. So we can add a bit more soil to cover the entire stem.
Ça, c'est la tige. Alors, on peut l'enterrer au complet. La tige jusqu'aux feuilles. Alors, on peut l'en mettre un petit peu, on peut la coucher même. Ici, ouais. Ça.
Step 4. Always hold the plant by the stem and support the roots with your other hand. Place the plant in your pot in which you have already made a hole. In this step, the plant is covered up to its leaves. Some plants, like tomatoes, are much larger, so we can lay them on their sides to try to cover them as much as possible up to the first leaves. Now the stem will start to put down roots, resulting in a healthy plant. This step can be done in groups. Elementary Cycle 2 students can probably do it alone. In groups, one person holds the stem between two fingers. It's important to hold the plant straight, and it may be helpful to hold the leaves back so that the other person can take the mushroom package and add soil around the plant bit by bit. The person holding the plant can also turn the pot to make it easier for the other person to put soil around the plant. Once the plant has been covered up to its first leaves, you can compress the soil a little and add a bit more soil. And there you go, a nice transplanted plant. Step 5. Watering. This step may be easier, but it is very important as the roots have been disrupted. The plant will need a lot of water to put down its roots again in a new environment, so this step is very important. Use the spray bottle to thoroughly water the soil around your plant. The last step is to identify your plant. Write the name of the plant on a stick and place it near the edge of your pot. When you move your plants to the growing rack, it is important that your lights be at least 10 centimeters away from your plants and that they be adjusted as your plants grow.